साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माता जी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री सहस्रार स्वामिनी मोक्ष प्रदायिनी माता जी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः।
Welcome again to this program. I think it's day 14, is it? So we are, hello Jenny.
Hello Jean-Michel.
So I'll be very honest with you. Every time we prepare these programs, there is so much joy. It's sometimes I feel that I don't know if we have the tools to communicate this joy with you, because it's very deep and very beautiful. It's like when you see a fairy tale and you see this beautiful happy ending, and you're thinking it's just a fairy tale. It doesn't work that way. But in actual fact, this experience of meditation, it's our lifestyle, and it took us to traveling, to meeting people, to doing programs like today, and to enjoying our work life, our family life, with all this dimension of inner peace, inner joy, and generosity, freedom. This is what I feel is the freedom of being what you are. So we hope that you are comfortable and that you are going to enjoy what we're trying to share with you. Today is going to be about introspection, which is a different level of the aspect of meditation, where we've been talking about the joy of the spirit being above the mind, and now we're going to go deep inside to strengthen the roots. So as yesterday, we would like to know who is new to the program today, because we would like to give you a special attention if you are new to this program. Otherwise, we will go on and start our program. So just before we start with Sudhanshu, who is presenting today, I'm going to share with you a few slides.
If you are new, you can just raise your virtual hand or put something in the chat for us, and we will open up some breakout rooms soon.
All right. So as we have shown the previous days, how we got all this knowledge that we have. I came to Sahaja Yoga over 25 years ago, and at that time there was no internet, there was no digital recording, it was all on tapes, and we didn't have many. So we had to really communicate with each other and try and get the information when it was coming, and there was not much. but we traveled to India. I went to India, and we attended programs done by Shumataji as this one on this photograph. And every time, the same way as you are in this program where you are waiting for us to share something, a new knowledge or a new experience, we were exactly the same. We were waiting for Shumataji to arrive and to start speaking and tell us about the Sahaja Yoga, how it works and how we can experience the joy in the silence. So this was in India in the 80s. And it was always very joyful. I always came back from India with a lot of energy. I never got sick there. I only got energy. On that note, we are going to welcome Sudhanshu. Jenny, do you want to introduce him?
Yes, I would love to introduce Sudhanshu. Sudhanshu, welcome to the program this evening. This is the first time we've had you. You've been on the tech side, but it's the first time you're presenting. So can you please tell us a little bit about when you came to Sahaja Yoga and what brought you to Sahaj?
First of all, thanks, Jenny and John Michel. As John started, it's always so much joy and pleasure to be part of these programs. Now, going back to the question you asked, I came to Sahaja Yoga. I started meditation when I was just finishing my school. And I was not seeking at that point of time, but everyone in my family got their realization, and I was the last person. And then everyone kind of forced me to take my realization one day. And since I was in school, I did not have, the kind of freedom to kind of say no to it. And when I got my realization, the person who was trying to give me my realization, he tried to raise my Kundalini, and he kind of struggled a bit, to the extent that he even asked me, do you actually believe in God? Do you believe that there is natural force that actually is kind of running everything? And I was very pragmatic as per what I understood. I was very kind of critical about everything, and I found it really difficult to let go of my mind and kind of accept that this is possible. And then I went to uni, and I went to uni to a city which is birthplace of Shumataji, and that's when this is like 1999. So there was no YouTube, there was no internet, and as John Michel said, that it was all kind of kind of paper, and there were a lot of books. And when I started reading all the talks given by Shumataji, my mind was always trying to comprehend things, and my mind was always trying to find things where I could oppose. But the more I read, the more deeper I went. And it was very difficult for my mind to avoid the experience that I was having. Every night when I read one or more talks of Shumataji, I could feel the vibration. And at that time, I literally had no logical explanation that my mind wanted to have. And I spent almost like 3-4 months reading, and that's how I realized that this is true. And that is when my mind gave up. So for me, it was the moment I let it go, that's when I actually got my realization. So it took me quite a lot, like 4 or 5 months, to actually feel. And as I said in my introduction video, I congratulate everyone who's there in this session. It's been 2 weeks, and I've been seeing the feedback that everyone has been given on the chat. It's phenomenal what everyone has achieved in their spiritual journey in such a short time.
Wow, beautiful experience. My coming was different, but as beautiful. I have a question. Sorry.
No, go ahead, Jean-Michel.
I have a question for you. So today you are going to make us enjoy the dimension of introspection, right?
Yes.
I would like to know, just like that, what is the difference between introspection and mental activity?
Yes. That's actually a great question. I think the difference between introspection and mental activity, at least as per my experience, is the difference between what we experience as part of Sahaja Yoga versus the other things that we've been trying to do. Because when we say introspect, it means intro, inside, and spect. So we have to see inside. It's very easy for us to evaluate somebody else. It's very easy for us to be critical about something that we can see, which is external to us. But it is very complex to kind of leave the mental activity and see within ourselves and be able to relate to what we actually feel without our mind, that is intellect, which could be ego, or our feelings, our emotions, our conditionings, which are our superego. So most of the activities that we kind of are doing at a mental level, we have a mental perspective there. It's always biased. But when we try to do this activity in the light of our spirit, when our Kundalini is awakened, we do this in an unbiased way. And that's, as per me, the introspect. We are able to see ourselves as somebody else might be able to see, somebody who's a third person. Because as a person, it's very easy for me to justify all my actions and all my reactions.
But it's like the introspection, actually, there are three people. There is you, there is what you're looking at, and there is this power that is
Yes.
there to bring the light.
Exactly. It's like you said, introspection is like, when we have electricity has to come from somewhere, and there has to be a conductor for it to be consumed somewhere. So there has to be the source, and we have to have we have to be ourselves the instrument to kind of see that light and kind of feel it in the right way without our mental and emotional activities.
I know that when I first started, before I started feeling my vibrations, I always pictured myself as being a very left-sided person. But then when I started to feel vibrations and I could feel all this heat on my right side, it was like, at first my mind couldn't cope. It was like, no, this can't be true. I must be doing this incorrectly. I know I'm a left-sided person. But so then it took me a while to accept that, no, I was a right-sided person. I had to bring myself from the right into the center. So yes, at the beginning, there can be like turmoil in our head because we have trouble accepting who we are, because as someone just said, we can't always see ourselves, or we don't want to see ourselves.
That's a very big introduction for your program, Sudhanshu. So now, good luck.
Thank you. Thanks a lot for that. Great.
All right.
Hello, everyone. So we will start today's program by raising our Kundalini, and then we will balance left and right. So as you've been doing until now, so we'll keep our left hand and slowly take it upwards, and the right hand will take circles around it. We'll take it up, head a little behind, and take one knot. We will do this activity again, slowly raising our Kundalini. And now this time, we take 2 knots. Doing this for the 3rd time, slowly raising our Kundalini, taking it at top of our head, and doing 3 knots. And now we'll keep our left hand on our lap, palm facing upwards. We'll take a right hand and make invisible rainbow 7 times, 1 for each chakra. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm sitting on ground today, and if you feel like, you can sit on ground, or if you feel like, you can sit on the chair, whatever you're comfortable with. I'm sitting on the ground for the very reason that I'm sitting on Mother Earth. And in Sahaja Yoga, we use all the 5 elements to cleanse ourselves. So when we sit on the ground, we're connected to Mother Earth, and that actually helps us cleanse ourselves. And we'll keep our left hand on our lap, palm facing upwards. Those who are sitting on the ground, they can keep their right hand on Mother Earth. If you're sitting on a chair, you can just bend it downwards. We can close our eyes and we'll pray to our Mother Kundalini. Mother, please cleanse my left channel. Mother, if there are any imbalances in my left channel, please cleanse it. Please take away all the excessive darkness, all the excessive cold from my left channel, and suck it away in the Mother Earth. What we do by this technique, we ask the vibrations to enter through our left hand, cleanse our left channel, and take away imbalances into the Mother Earth. Mother, please help me meditate. Help me cleanse my left channel. And slowly, we'll get our right hand on our lap, palm facing upwards, and our left hand towards the sky, palm facing backwards. By this technique, we'll cleanse our right channel. Mother, please cleanse my right channel. Please take away all the imbalances, all the imperfection, all the blockage from my right channel. Mother, please bless my right channel with the coolness. Please clear my right channel. Please suck away the excessive heat, the excessive planning from my right side. Mother, please let me be in meditation. Now we'll bring both our hands on our lap, or we can keep in front at the level of heart like this. And we'll again pray to our mother, Kundalini. The desire is the most important thing. Mother, please put me into balance. Mother, please put me into present. Mother, please put me into meditation. I do not know how to meditate. Please bless me with the state of meditation. Please clear all my chakras and let me feel the cool vibrations. Now we can take our right hand and put it on our heart. And here we will request our Mother Kundalini again. Mother, by your grace, I am the Spirit. I am not this mind. I am not this body. I'm not this ego. I'm not this intellect. I'm not these emotions. I'm not my conditionings. I am a pure spirit. Mother, I am a pure spirit. Mother, please let me feel the vibrations. Let me see my own state in the light of spirit. Mother, I am the spirit. We'll slowly take our hand, put it on the left side of our neck, the place where our neck is joined to the shoulder. Move our head a little to the right side. And here we will say, Mother, I am not guilty. By your grace, I am a pure spirit, and I am not guilty. Mother, I am not guilty. By your grace, I am not guilty. And then we'll take our hand, Put it on our forehead. Bend our head a little forward. Tilt it a little forward into your palm. And this is where we will say, Mother, I forgive everyone, and I also forgive myself. Without putting any thoughts, without any mental activity, without thinking about anyone, we will just say, Mother, I forgive myself, and I also forgive everyone. And at last, we will spread our hand, spread our fingers, take our palm, put it on top of our head, and we'll slowly massage our head 7 times in a clockwise direction. And we'll say, Mother, please strengthen my realization. Mother, please show me the light of spirit. Mother, please strengthen my self-realization. Mother, please let me feel the state of my chakras on my palms. Let me feel my own status. Let me feel the status of my own chakras. We'll get our hand on back of to our lap, palm facing upwards. And in this state, we will listen to some music. Rakesh, can you please put the music?
तातो न माता न बन्धुर्न ताता न पुत्रो न पुत्री न भृत्यो न भर्ता न जाया न वेद्या न वृत्तिर्मम कतिस्त्वं त्वमेका भवानि कतिस्त्वं त्वमेका भवानि भवद्भावपारे महादुःखभीरु पपाथा प्रकामे प्रलोभे प्रमथा कसंसारपाश प्रबधा सदाहम् गतिस्त्वं गतिस्त्वं त्वमेका भवानि गतिस्त्वं गतिस्त्वं त्वमेका भवानि न जानामि ध्यानं न च ध्यानयोगम् न जानामि तन्त्रं न च स्तोत्रमन्त्रम् न जानामि पूजं न च न्यासयोगम् गतिस्त्वं गतिस्त्वं त्वमेका भवानि गतिस्त्वं गतिस्त्वं त्वमेका भवानि न जानामि पुण्यं न जानामि तीर्थम् न जानामि मुक्तिं लयं वा कदाचित् न जानामि भक्तिं वृतं वापि माता गतिस्त्वं गतिस्त्वं त्वमेका भवानि गतिस्त्वं गतिस्त्वं त्वमेका भवानि त्वमेका भवानि त्वमेका
After that beautiful music, we'll listen to a talk by Shamataji from 1989 that Shamataji gave at London. It is 25 plus minute talk, but it is very informative, in which Shamataji explains how we can see in the light of our spirit the status of our own chakras and what does that mean in terms of physical aspects and different physical, emotional challenges. So now we'll listen to Shamataji's talk.
How is it? I said, see, her Kundalini has come up. So this violence, this anger, this temper is not your creation. It's the creation of your liver. Your liver is little out of order because of many things, and the temper is there. Now, when that temper is too much, you don't know what to do. I mean, you can do whatever you like. In your temper, after all, it's like a drunken personality. You have to approach a person in a temper with a barge pole. But all this temper, everything becomes so cool and so beautiful. It's very surprising. A very dynamic person becomes extremely compassionate. Extremely compassionate. And I've had such beautiful experiences of their compassion that is not easy to describe. Now, also they say that there are certain nationality which has got a trait like this and a trait like that. Everything dissolves. Everything dissolves because of this center, which is so creative and which also gives you the manifestation of pure knowledge. Pure knowledge. For example, you start feeling on your fingertips. You just start feeling on your fingertips. Like today only somebody came and told me that Mataji, my Agya is catching. Agya is the center. Means I have got my ego on. Will anybody say like that? On the contrary, if you tell somebody you have got your ego, they'll show you they have their ego on. It's very dangerous to say to somebody your ego is on. But just because of self-knowledge, pure knowledge, you know that this Mr. Ego is sitting here and I cannot cross through and there's a blockade here which I have to take it out. It's so innate within you, everything. Only thing is your connection has to be made. Once the connection is made, immediately you know about yourself. And this center, which is responsible for creating all kinds of funny thoughts and horrible creativity, becomes so benevolent, so soothing, so beautiful. Apart from that, as I told you just now, these people who could not even say one word in Hindi language have started singing Sanskrit, and this, especially the one they sang, the first one, many Indians cannot sing that way, I can tell you. They can't. It's not easy. It's a very great tongue twister, first of all, the language is. Apart from that, to sing in such a correct pronunciation is so difficult, but they have done it. So, in Sahaja Yoga, an artist who is struggling today may become a great artist tomorrow. But still I would say these are temptations. You'll become a great artist, you start earning more money, this, that. But that's not the one you have to really be satisfied with. You will never be satisfied with that. So you move to the third center, which we call as the Nabhi chakra. This center is, on one side, is made of water, another side with fire. Around it are our 10 valencies, which we can call as our innate religion within ourselves. Now this Nabhi itself, or we can call the solar plexus, or we can say the navel chakra, gives us, as soon as the Kundalini rises, she awakens this, and the light, when it spreads, you become religious. I don't have to tell you anything. You just become. I don't have to say that you don't take drugs. You just don't take it. Overnight, I have seen people have given up drugs. Overnight, alcoholism. Overnight, everything. And they enjoy their virtues. That's the best part of it. Some people think, oh, then what is the fun? What is this that you take something in the pub and next day you have hangover? Here you take something and next day you are much better off. It never comes down. It never gives you a reaction. It's not artificial. It's not intoxicating. It is from your nerves. It's bubbling out. So this is the center which is very important in us, because most of us have a problem with this center. And here we have a capacity by this center that we enjoy our generosity. Now, all matter, whatever it is, we are materialistic, it's a good idea to be materialistic. But the matter is, the aesthetics of matters are that you can give it to others, suggesting you are loving it. I think that's the only thing a matter can do. And in a very special way you can express that love. For example, somebody likes a particular thing, you go all the way to get it and give that small thing, very small thing to the person, and the joy, not out of the money that you have spent, but the feelings you have expressed of knowing what that person would love. And this kind of a depth develops within you such lovable, beautiful society you enter into. And you don't need anything because everybody is looking after your needs. Now I have told them I love flowers because I don't take anything else. So you must see whenever I come, my house is so filled with flowers that my husband was saying, let us go live in the garden and let the flowers be here. So you see, the joy of giving comes from this center. And whatever you eat, whatever you have to eat, whatever is good for you, you eat. You don't have to bother as to what to eat, what not to eat. You just eat whatever is good for you, benevolent for you. You become so wise. And also you please others. You don't displease others by saying, this is bad food, I want that. I want goes away. What do you want? So like you could say, a candle which is not enlightened is waiting to be enlightened, is asking for the light. I want light. But once it is enlightened, it gives light to others automatically. Supposed to be. In the same way, you also start giving your light, your love, your joy to others. Automatically. I don't have to tell you. Nobody has to go through any 10 commandments anymore. Those days are gone. Now automatically you become like that. Very beautiful people, very affectionate and glorious, I should say. If you see the glow on the face of Sahaja Yogis, the face itself is radiant. Many people drop out their 10 years to 20 years in their age, and they are so enthusiastic, never get tired. Especially in England, I have seen, or also in the West, I would say everywhere. Easily tired. On the television also you will find people will come and sit down. Young people, they'll talk 10 times, they'll say, why are we so tired? Because we think too much. All energy is wasted in thinking, so no energy left to enjoy anything whatsoever. For example, you have to have people for dinner. You think what to bring, how to make it formal, what to do, this thing, that thing, so agitated and so nervous about the whole thing. When the guests come in, they feel like running away. Because so much of tension of thinking, planning. Ultimately, the whole joy has disappeared. So, the second center which is there, it does a very miraculous thing, is to provide the grey cells in our brain when we are using it for thinking. And also it looks after your liver, your pancreas, your spleen, your kidneys, and lower part of your abdomen. Instead of doing that, poor thing is busy only sending grey cells to your brain because of thinking like mad. So you develop all other diseases, liver trouble, which is very common. Then you develop diabetes, very common. Yesterday at least there were 10 people who said we have diabetes. Now diabetes you do not develop by taking too much sugar, take it from me. In India, if you go to a village, you will see that he takes sugar in such a manner that in the cup the spoon must stand at right angle, otherwise he won't take. And he never gets diabetes. The reason he doesn't think of tomorrow. He just works hard, eats his food and sleeps off nicely. He doesn't take sleeping pills either. So this diabetes comes by overthinking and can be easily cured if you can take to Sahaja Yoga, which I'll tell you how we stop our thinking at this, I've already told you at this point. Then the third disease, which is even more dangerous than this, is the disease which we call as blood cancer. Blood cancer is caused only to people who think too much. It can even be to the children if the mother is very meticulous, particular about her carpets out, her house, everything, And even a rat doesn't enter that house. But she's very careful that all her things are properly done. Her sink doesn't have even so much of little bit of a spot left in it. And all the time thinking, planning. This affects the child. And a child also can get blood cancer. Blood cancer, you get it because your spleen is a speedometer. It's the one which gives you the rhythm of life. Now when we are hectic people, all the time under shock, then this goes out of order. For example, in the morning we get up, see the newspaper, and what you find? These Iranians have killed someone. Such a shock. Then an accident. Then, newspaper will never give good news, will they? Will they give news how many people got realization or something is working out all right? No. Something horrible. That should shock your head, shock your limbic area. Otherwise you will not take it seriously. So, once you read that, you don't know your system is a very delicate system. It gets a shock. And then you get into your car without taking your breakfast, or maybe in your hand is the breakfast because you are late. On the way there's a jam, you are shouting, screaming. Somehow or other you reach the office and there's the boss barking. This is how we live. Under complete tension. We are supposed to be free people. In the night, if you sing loudly, the neighbor will come and put you to the police station. You can't do anything. There's no freedom. You have to be bound by the watch. This is the time exact, you have to reach there. So all these things, pressures and all these things work on us and we become hectic. And for emergency, this spleen is the one which releases red blood corpuscles, RBCs. But if you are all the time like this hectic, that poor spleen becomes mad. It doesn't know what to do. It starts producing more cells, and then it thinks it's a mad person I am fixed with, because I don't know when to act, when not to act. So the vulnerability is there, and suddenly with some other shock, he might get blood cancer. And the doctors will certify, you are going to die after 1 month, finished. prepare for your burial. And the whole house is crying. But we have cured, Sahaja Yoga has cured blood cancer of many people just by this Kundalini awakening. Because as soon as the Kundalini is awakened, too much movement this side and that side, this all the time going on in the center. This is the left and the right side of the sympathetic. So just the Kundalini passes through, strings through, and brings it back and nourishes it. The problem is over. And though they were certified to be dead, after even 4 years they are all right, working all right. The certificate is cancelled. Even vulnerability to cancer or to all incurable diseases are because of the centers going out of place. Now we have the center which we call here as the heart center. It controls the left and right both. So we have a left and right heart in Sahaja Yoga. As you know that in childhood till the 12 years of age, the thymus, this sternum bone creates the antibodies for you. And these antibodies fight your diseases. So when this center goes out, this is the center which sends all the messages to these antibodies. Now this is the center of a mother. When your motherhood is challenged, you develop breast cancer. Supposing a man is a flirt and his wife is worried, she might get a breast cancer. Because her motherhood is challenged. And her sense of security is very disturbed. As a result of that, she gets this problem. Also, if you are too much of a thinker and you think too much and you are very, what we call the right-sided, the futuristic plans. People plan it for 10 years. They plan even their deaths, what dress they are going to wear and where they are going to be buried. Up to that point. All this futuristic planning creates such tremendous heat in the body because the liver, which is supposed to absorb all the heat, is neglected by this center. As a result, that heat travels up and you develop asthma. Now we have, yesterday, at least 5-6 people who came with asthma. Asthma is absolutely curable. But do you know, this is the center of a husband or of the father. Now if I am telling you, you should not be shocked because later on you will find it. Now if you are a bad husband, you can get asthma. Or if your wife is a shrew, you might get an asthma. Or if you are a very bad father, you might get an asthma. Or if your father is not kind to you, you might get an asthma. If you have not forgiven your father, you might get asthma. Now can you believe it? Just forgiving your father, you can get out of your asthma permanently. Sahaja Yoga has cured asthma of so many people. Believe it or not, it works. It looks so funny, but our relationships, our parents, we have chosen when we came on this earth. I know they are wrong, they are obstinate, they are headstrongs, they may be drunkards, whatever they are. But even if you leave them, because so many people leave the parents, still forgive them and forget. Otherwise you carry the problems with you. The left heart is the place of the mother. Now, if your mother has been hard with you, if you have had very bad experiences, you will have problems of the left heart. Center heart is very important, where your sense of security should be established. You will be surprised in the disease called AIDS, is the center heart, which is out. We have tried to cure, and we cured also 3-4 people from AIDS, but they have no willpower to continue with Sahaja Yoga. They want to die. And they have made a martyrdom out of it. You see, they are martyrs, great martyrs of a great principle they have established. It's impossible to convince to them that this is unnatural that you are doing and that you should give it up and you should live. Why should you die? No, we are martyrs for such a big principle we have established. To do something out of the way and new is the modern fashion. Anything. They'll do something with the hair, with the nose, with the eyes, with the ears, with the clothes. That's all you can do. To such an extent that they do not realize that whatever is new may not be good for you. For example, every day we eat our dinner. Supposing we want to eat the table because it's a new, is it a sensible thing? Anything that is new is not good. But anything that is old may not be good also. So you have to have that wisdom which comes to you through Sahaja Yoga. There's no other way out. You have to become the spirit and you have to see in the light of the spirit what is right and what is wrong. So then we come to this center, which is we call as the Vishuddhi. This is 16 petals, looks after the cervical plexus. Now this is a very, very important center. And this is the center is for communication. For example, when you talk, you communicate through your hands, you shake hands, you touch somebody and you can communicate. Even if you cannot talk, with your hands you can communicate. Also, when we think we are very responsible, the center goes out. Like some people were traveling by plane. They were from villages, they did not know what was a plane. They were told to take less luggage because it should not be a weight for the plane. So they got into the plane and put all the luggage on their heads. And they said that we are trying to reduce the weight of the plane. In the same way, we are also doing. Actually, the one which is all-pervading power, which has created this universe and has brought us to this level of human beings, is doing everything. But we think we are responsible. We have to do it. But once you become a Sahaja Yogi, you just do it, no doubt. But you don't think that you are doing it. You just say it's happening. And what a beautiful feeling it is. Then you don't have blood pressures, you don't have headaches, you don't have tensions. No, because we are not doing it, it's just done. And you find it's all done. Now on this center when we come, as I told you, your thinking is controlled by you. You can control. If you want, you can think or you don't think. But in that silence, you feel your peace. If there's too much of crowds, too much of problems, suddenly you become the witness. You start seeing everything, seeing the problem, what it is. Unless and until you can see the problem, you cannot solve it. Because you are in the problem, you just get upset. But if you are out of the problem, you can see it. And that's what happens to you when you become thoughtlessly aware when this center opens out. Last but not the least is the center of limbic area, which is very important. Now, I do not know it has been discovered or not, but will be very soon discovered that very strong things like cracks and all that have got sulfuric acid in it. And that doesn't go anywhere in the body, just rushes into the limbic area. Now this limbic area is a hollow place, which has got all cells here very sensitive to joy, happiness. But they become numb, so numb that ordinary music you cannot hear. Somebody has to scream at you, has to shout at you, he has to jump on it. Otherwise you cannot enjoy. Then it has to be worse and worse and worse and worse. I don't know, now with cracks, later on they might develop something even more poisonous. Because it has to excite this limbic area, which is such an important thing. But as soon as the Kundalini enters into that area, limbic area, she soothes it, and it opens like a lotus, 1,000-petal lotus. It opens, and then the Kundalini emerges out of your fontanelle bone area and gets connected to the all-pervading power. Then you start feeling the cool breeze in your hand. You can feel it all over. Some people in the beginning who felt cool breeze could not believe it. So they closed doors, everything, and sat down to see. Still they were feeling it. But it works. Works in the sense that you get empowered. You become peaceful. You become the witness. You become the wise. And you become empowered that you can give realizations to others like this, that you can raise their Kundalini like this, and you can establish that connection. You can do it. And this is what is your right to have it. This is what will give you meaning. Otherwise, so far, whatever we have been doing is very frustrating.
That was a talk by Shrimataji explaining the different chakras and what we can feel at a physical and at a biological level due to imbalances of few chakras. As we're talking about introspection, most important thing is how do we get to know what is our own emotional state, what is our own spiritual state. As you might have realized in the subtle chart, you might have seen the 5 fingers, the central part and the base of the palm represent different chakras. The left side represent the status of a left channel, and the right side represent the status of a right channel. And when we meditate, when our Kundalini goes to our Sahasrara, when we are connected to the divine, in the light of spirit, we feel the status of our own chakras. The status would be different for everyone. It's our own individual status. In simple words, when we drive a car, we have a dashboard in front, and the dashboard lets us know what is the speed, what is the status of different parameters of the engine. Like that, we get to know about our own state. So when we are afraid all of a sudden, we feel our heart pulsating, which are heart chakra. And when we will meditate, we will know that manifesting on our palms as well. So that is how we know what our status is. And as Mahima was talking about this yesterday, there has to be a calibration process. And as we meditate regularly, we will calibrate our own system. We will know the sensations more finitely. There'll be times when we will meditate in the morning. We will feel coolness on all our fingers, and both our palm. And then we'll go about our daily work, and we'll realize, based upon what we have experienced, how we have reacted, what we have felt because of our emotions. When we meditate in the night, we will see the difference. And that is the simplest feedback loop. So in true ways, we become our own masters. We don't have to go to anybody else to figure out what's happening with us. By doing the simple meditation, we can get to know what are the challenges, what are the things where we are stuck at, what are the things that we have achieved until now, from the day we started, which are our chakras where we have effortless meditation, and which are the chakras where we are more prone to feel imbalance, a little heat, a little tingling. And that all could be based upon whatever we have accumulated until now. How we have reacted, how we have felt, our emotions, our conditioning, our ego, our intellect, in everything, because that's how we've been raised, that's how we've been living our life. And when we will do and practice this on a daily basis, that's when we will be able to see ourselves, our inner selves, keeping our egos, keeping our conditioning aside. We will see ourselves just the way somebody else would see us. When we get angry, our mind tricks us. Our mind makes us believe it is justified. And when we will meditate, we will realize how that impacts our status. And then there are techniques to put ourselves back into balance. So we'll do one short exercise of candle treatment. And like with fire, like always, it is better to be safe and use it only in a safe environment. Please ensure you're wearing clothes that are not loose, and you can use candle the fire in a very safe way. And this has to be used only when you're feeling heaviness or you're feeling some kind of tingling on your left side. It is a treatment specifically for the left channel, which is moon channel, which is represented by moon. And sometimes when there's more coldness, when there's more darkness, we use the element of fire to get a little more heat, a little more light into our left channel to get it back into balance. So what we can do is we can take the candle and we can slowly move it clockwise in the clockwise direction, wherever we have our chakras. We can start with Muladhara chakra. So all those who are using candle, they can do this. And if you don't have a candle, you can just put your right hand on your left Muladhara, which is the first chakra. So you can put your hand on the lowermost part where your leg joins your body. And we can again pray to our Mother Kundalini. Mother, by your grace, I am the innocence of the child. Mother, by your grace, I'm as innocent as a child. Slowly we'll take the candle to the second chakra, which is few inches below our navel, still keeping our candle on the left side. And if you're doing without candle, you can just put your hand there. And again, we will request Mother Kundalini, our own mother. Mother, please give me pure knowledge. Please give me this pure knowledge of spirit. Now we'll take our candle to our Nabhi chakra, which is at the level of our navel on the left side. And we will pray, Mother, please make me peaceful. By your grace, I am peaceful. Mother, please make me satisfied. Mother, by your grace, I am my own master. Mother, please make me peaceful. We'll slowly take this further away at the level of our heart. Mother, please make me my spirit. I am the spirit. Mother, help me see my own status in the light of spirit. Mother, help me detach myself from this body, from this mind, from this ego, from these emotions. Now we'll take the candle on the left side of our neck and we'll pray, Mother, I am not guilty. Mother, I am not guilty. And now we'll take it on the left side, on the forehead. And here we can say, Mother, please forgive me for all the mistakes that I might have done knowingly or unknowingly. We can, for people like me, they can remove their specs. It's easier to clear Agya chakra without the specs. We can take the candle clockwise at our Agya chakra. And when we are doing alone at home, if you have access to Shrimataji's photograph, you can sit in front of the photograph, or if you don't have, you can just open the laptop, open any of Shrimataji's picture, and try to see the red dot on her forehead through this candle flame. And then we'll also clear our left side. So the left channel comes like this, and at the level of forehead, it crosses and goes on the other side. And this is how we clear our left Agya. We can take the candle and move it up and down along the left channel. And there are a few more things that we can do with the candle. So if you are feeling a little hot or tingling on a specific chakra, and if you're able to relate what is the finger, which is the finger that represents that chakra, you can take the candle, take the finger close to the flame, not very close to burn yourself. And suppose I'm feeling hot on this specific, this is Swadhisthana, and you will learn this in the next few days. Then you can take the candle flame and take the finger close to the flame. Be sure not to burn yourself. This way you're providing heat to the chakra that is feeling cold, that has a little excessive coldness. So that is a way to get our left channel into balance. If we are feeling lethargic, you're feeling too emotional, and if we feel during meditation we don't get vibrations on our left side, or we feel hot on our left side. So with that note, I'll pass over to Jenny and Jean-Michel. Thanks a lot for the session today.
Thank you very much to Danshu. Very nice program, very nice, beautiful talk by Sri Mataji. It is difficult to explain everything. There are too many things to explain. So Jenny, if you want to introduce this idea of mentorship, because I think it's going to be important to be able to do a one-on-one.
Yes. We've mentioned before that after the 3 weeks, we have the opportunity for you to take on a mentor. So there are a number of experienced meditators who are very keen to assist you, to help you in any way that you need to develop your meditation practice. So we've already got about 20 to 30 people who have already signed on for the mentor program. So please, if you would like to have a mentor, and we highly recommend it. Jean-Michel and I have both been mentors before, and it is very beneficial both for us and the new people that we work with. So please take that opportunity. It's there for you. So I will share the link again in the WhatsApp group. And if you go to the webpage, you'll see where you can sign up for a mentor. Also, just a couple more things, Jean-Michel.
Yes.
There's also the survey. If you haven't completed the survey yet, if you could do that tomorrow, that will help us in our future planning. And also some wonderful news, Jean-Michel, something that will give you joy, I know. After this 3 weeks, our last program in this form will finish on the Sunday. From then on, we will be going to 2 programs a week. So at this stage, we're not sure how long that will be for, but for the time being, we will go to 2 programs a week, because to continue to support you in your meditation practice, so that we can have these what we call collective meditations, where we meditate as a group. They give us a lot of joy, and I know from the feedback we've had that they give you a lot of joy too. So we would like to continue the joy. One more thing as well, that we're also planning to have some workshops during these sessions. So we'll be breaking off into smaller groups to give you the opportunity to ask questions, because it's not always easy to ask in such a big group. So that will be happening after this week, as well as the mentor program, and going to 2 days a week. So lots of great things happening, Jean-Michel.
Yes, and we are planning to invite more live music also. So,
definitely, we're looking for our musicians who are available.
As Sri Mataji mentioned in the talk, there are many people who have discovered their talent of creativity and artistic talent. And it's very remarkable. People have become singers, musicians, painters. Very nice. We didn't even, I think 15 years ago, we did an art fest. It was a big art exhibition, only artwork done by people practicing Sahaja Yoga from all over Australia. And we had a big exhibition hall. We were showing all sorts of things about clothing, silk painting, oil painting, clay, musicians, there were photography, video making, all sorts of things. And we had a stand for self-realization as well. And it was very nice. Yes, so we should do again. So I think, do we have music now?
We do. If you didn't, because the time is getting on, if you do have a question and you didn't get a chance to ask it, please put it in the WhatsApp group or save it for tomorrow if you're not part of the WhatsApp group. Tomorrow night, we will be using ice pack again. So get those ice packs ready. We're working on our attention, which is very, very important for a deep meditation.
Yes, because this week actually introspection is the first day and we just scratched the surface. So it's going to go a little bit deeper tomorrow. But anyway, thanks very much to Rakesh on the panel, Sudanshan presenting, and in the background we have Eugenia, Hauke, Charles always there. A big team behind. Thank you very much, everybody.
And we bow down to all of you. We look forward to seeing you again tomorrow night.
And thank you, Shimataji.
Thank you, Shimataji.
See you tomorrow.
जन्मोजन्माची